Hi. So this is part four with commas. These are commas around appositives and interrupters. Now, some people um, have trouble at first because this word appositive, maybe you haven't heard it before. Maybe you don't understand it. So let's go over that. And also we will talk about interrupters. So the first thing is called an appositive, and or it's also known as a noun phrase. A positive comes directly before or after a noun or a pronoun. So we know nouns are person, place, or things. Pronouns are he, she, it, they, them, and there's a lot more. And there's also, of course, different types of pronouns, okay? And renames it, okay? Or gives more information about it. This is really typical in news writing, news reports like um, Joe Biden, comma, President of the United States, comma, will retire this, will not seek reelection. So if I said Joe Biden, comma, President of the United States, comma, will not seek reelection, right? So the idea is that the thing and then information, I'm sorry, the person and then information about this person and then the rest of the sentence. It's a really nice way to get more information about your noun in a kind of seamless way. So Lily, comma, a senior, comma, will take her nursing exam this summer. The prices, but it also a lot of the time, especially in those like news reports where maybe you don't know who the person is. So I use Joe Biden. Most Americans will know who Joe Biden is. What if they use the president of um, a country you don't know, so or know a lot about? I don't know, or the prime minister, right? So they say, um, I can't think of anything, but so if there's a person who you don't know, they'll give more information because perhaps like Mr. X, the president of Paraguay, right, will, oh, okay, we know Paraguay. All right, so that helps. That helps us in context. Context, yeah, context. Okay, so here's another one. Another thing is that it can be at the end of the sentence as well, but instead of a comma, it's a period. Okay, so the prices are outrageous at Beans. What's Beans? The local coffee shop. You see that? Because this information, this positive noun phrase, is explaining Beans. It's a proper name too, because it's the name of the coffee shop. So that's what appositives are. They're noun phrases that describe the noun, and it's usually after, right? If it ends this, if the sentence ends, put a period. The sentence doesn't end, put two commas around it. So an interrupter are specific words usually. So for example, it's the aside or transition that interrupts the flow of a sentence, but it doesn't affect the sentence meaning. Okay. So my sister incidentally has good reasons for being late. Okay, so that's an interrupter. Her child had a fever, for example. All right, so it's not necessary to the sentence, so that's why you put commas around it. So what do they do? It's giving us extra information, but letting us know it's not essential to understand it. Again, like I said, if it's in the middle, commas all around. If it's at the end, comma at the beginning, period at the end. Okay, so here's some more examples. In different ways. If it's at the beginning, by the way, your proposal has been accepted. Your proposal, by the way, has been accepted. Your proposal has been accepted, by the way. Okay. So it's just giving you an example there that they can be in different places in the sentence. Also, sometimes an appositive is essential to the meaning of the sentence. Okay, when a sentence would not have the same meaning without the appositive, no commas. Okay, so it's kind of like those restrictive and non-restrictive clauses. If it's essential to the meaning, no commas. If it's not essential, commas. Okay, so here's our example of it's essential. The actor has never won an Academy Award. That doesn't make sense without using this person's name, right? The actor John Travolta has never won an Academy Award. This is an old book. I'm not sure if that's still true, but it doesn't make sense if you take out John Travolta. So that's how you know this a positive cannot have commas because it's essential to the meaning of the sentence. Okay, so here's how we're going to edit it. Okay, so you underline the subject, underline any appositive, which renames the subject, or any interrupter, which interrupts the flow of the sentence. And ask yourself, is this essential to the meaning? The best way to do that is just take it out. Take it out and see if the sentence makes sense. Tamara moved in last week with us. Oh, we understand it without that, so it's not essential. So we need to set it off with commas. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the handout. Here they are handout because I think I might have written the instructions a little differently. So actually, I don't want to have to say it wrong. I don't want to say it wrong and repeat it. So this is practice 4. This is in your below in your module. So you should underline all the appositives and interrupters in the following sentences, and then use commas to set them off. Okay. So here's our example, and here's the example answer. First, underline all the appositives. So we have, here it is, an attentive student, right? So Harry, an attentive student, could not hear his teacher because of the radiator in the class. Because the radiator in the class made a constant rattling. Okay, so here we see, oh, here's the appositive. It's describing the noun Harry. Harry, an attentive student. So we see that this should be set off with commas. Can we just say Harry could not hear his teacher? Yeah, that's fine. So it's non-essential. So you need those commas. Okay, all of these are incorrect. Okay, so all of them need you to underline it and set it off with commas. That's it. There's no correct for this one. Okay, thank you so much. You have 10 to do.